안녕하세요. You are going to learn how to make question sentences using who in this lesson. Let's go. Then let's see how to make a question form using who. Basically, the principle is the same. When you make a question sentence using interrogatives in Korean, you just need to put the interrogative in the position of the words you want to know. It's like you make sentences like, you want to know what? You ate dinner in where with whom? It's nothing, right? Then let's make a question using who. Who is that woman? As we make a sentence like, that woman is my girlfriend, we can make the question form with the same structure. We just need to swap the my girlfriend part with the interrogative pronoun who or whom, whatever it is. The translation in Korean is the same. 누구, 누구. So don't worry about the English grammar here. That woman. How to translate the demonstrative adjective or determiner that into Korean, however you call it grammatically in English. As we learned in Lesson 4, Part 1, when we are talking about something that is not in a touching distance, we use 저 for that. And when we are talking about something from a previous sentence or something that the talker and the listener already know what they are talking about, we use 그 for that. Plus, 그 can be regarded as a substitution for the definite article the in English. If you don't remember, please go back to lesson 4 part 1. Let's use 저 this time, which is used for something which is not in a touching distance. This 저 is not a subject I. Remember that. Then let's make a declarative sentence first. That woman is my girlfriend. This is English pattern number 3. What Korean predicate we use for the sentence structure like something or someone is something? Yes, 이다, 예요, or 이예요. The same thing applies here, of course. That woman, 저 여자는 my girlfriend, 제 여자친구 is 예요. 저 여자는 제 여자친구예요. Yes, you can use the subject particle 가 here too. 저 여자가 제 여자친구예요. Now you know the difference of the nuance, right? No? We'll tell you then. There were more than one person at a party and you and your colleague were talking about other people in the room. She's my friend, he's my brother, blah blah blah, and bang, your colleague pointed to one girl and asked, who is that girl over there, by the way? You answer, 저 여자는 제 여자친구예요. 저 여자는 제 여자친구예요. This is one of the usages of 은 or 는. 저 여자가 제 여자친구예요. Sounds like that is the girl who is my girlfriend. The particle 가 emphasizes the subject that woman, okay? For example, you were looking for your girlfriend to introduce her to your colleague in the first place and you finally found her. Hey, look, 저 여자가 제 여자친구예요. 저 여자가 제 여자친구예요. The girl over there is my girlfriend, okay? Just to help you understand the nuance of 은, 는, 이, 가. Let's see how many times we have to do this. Okay then, let's swap 제 여자친구 part with the interrogative pronoun 누구. 저 여자는 누구예요? Or 저 여자가 누구예요? Who is that woman? If you don't understand the usages of the subject particle here, you can just get rid of the particle. It's okay. 저 여자 누구예요? 저 여자 누구예요? Would be just fine. You can use 사람, which means a person, instead of man or woman. 저 사람 누구예요? 저 사람은 누구예요? Or if the listener already knows who you are talking about, you can get rid of the entire subject. 누구예요? Like you say, who is it in English? 누구예요? Then let's make a higher respect form. If you add 분 to the subject woman, it would sound more polite. It's always recommended to use a higher respect form for the third person that you don't know very well. It will make you sound like such a polite person. And use the higher respect form of the predicate 이에요, 예요. It's 이셔요, 셔요, or 이세요, 세요. We explained well about this in lesson 5 part 2. We use 셔요 or 세요 in this sentence because the former block 구 of 누구 doesn't have a final consonant. So 저 여자분은 누구셔요? Or 세요? 저 여자분은 누구셔요? Or 저 여자분은 누구세요? As we told you, 세요 is used more commonly in a real-life conversation, but 셔요 is also important, so please remember both of them if it's possible. 저 여자분은 누구세요? 저 여자분은 누구셔요? Very good. Let's see the next example. Whom do you live with? It seems we need to learn something new to translate this sentence because the original English sentence already used a few new grammatical elements that we haven't seen before. But we don't need to learn something new actually. If you make a declarative sentence first, you will know the reason. I live with my parents. The basic form of the verb live is 살다. Have you seen this verb? Now you do. The stem 살 has the yang vowel 아. Therefore, you should use 아요. 살아요. It's a present simple tense form with the honorific suffix 요. How about the preposition with? As you learned in lesson 4, you can use 와 or 과 or 하고 or 랑, 이랑 interchangeably for the preposition with. Let's use 랑 or 이랑. It doesn't matter which one you use. 저는 with my parents. Parents is 부모님, 부모님. My parents, 제 부모님, or just 부모님 would be fine too. live, 살아요. 저는 부모님이랑 살아요. 저는 부모님과 살아요. Or 저는 부모님하고 살아요. All fine. Let's swap parents part with the interrogative pronoun who to turn it into a question form. You live with whom? You with whom live? We don't need the subject you here, not because it's an interrogative sentence, but because it's an honorific sentence. With whom? We still use the particle 랑, 과, or 하고 for the preposition with. 누구랑, 누구와, or 누구하고 live, 살아요? 누구랑 살아요? 누구하고 살아요? 누구와 살아요? Whom do you live with? We use 누구랑 and 누구하고 more frequently in a real-life conversation. Let's make a higher respect form then. It's a simple sentence. We just need to turn the verb part into a higher respect form. The basic form of the higher respect form of the verb live is 사시다. 사시다. It's not 살시다. Please be careful. Why? We don't know. There is no particular rule for this. It's just a regular conjugation. The stem of 사시다 is 사시. If you add 어요 sound to it, 시 sound combines with 어 sound because 시 sound doesn't have any final consonant. So 시어 becomes 셔, 사셔요. Or as you know, you can use 세 sound instead of 셔 sound in the present simple tense. 사세요. 누구랑 사셔요? Or 누구랑 사세요? Now you can make another question using who, can you? Great, don't worry, we'll take a look at some more examples in this lesson together. Who are you? No, I'm not asking you. This is the sentence we're gonna learn on this page. It's a simple question. Can you make this question in Korean? You can use the predicate 예요 or maybe 이에요 if the formal block has the final consonant. You, who, are. We don't need the pronoun you. We just need to translate who and are. Who, 누구, are, 예요, 누구예요? But when you ask someone this question, who are you? The listener must be a total stranger to you. Therefore, you better be more polite. No harm to be polite even to a total stranger in Korea, except a thief you confront in your room or an armed robber in the street, which is almost none. So let's use the higher respect form of the predicate 예요. You already know how to make the higher respect form of the predicate 이에요 or 예요, but let's take a look at it together one more time. The higher respect form of the basic form of the predicate 이에요 or 예요 is 이시다, 이시다, and the stem is 이시, 이시. Let's take a look at the top left on this page. The last letter of the stem is 시 and it has the neutral vowel 이. Therefore, we need to add 어요 to turn it into the form that we use in a real-life conversation. So, 이시 plus 어요. 이시 어요. But again, because this 시 doesn't have a final consonant, it has to be combined with sound. That's how 시 becomes 셔 sound. 이셔요, 이셔요. We can't explain why and don't know where it came from, but Korean use 이세요 too, and it's actually used more commonly in a real-life conversation. But you shouldn't forget 이셔요 either, because it's formed in accordance with the principle. Furthermore, we're gonna use it again when we learn about informal form of Korean. We use this higher respect predicate 이세요 or 이셔요 when the formal block has a final consonant. As we use the predicative part 예요 instead of 이에요 when there is no final consonant in the formal block, we use 셔요 or 세요 without the 이 sound when there is no final consonant in the formal block, okay? 이에요, 예요, and 이세요, 세요, or 이셔요, 셔요. Okay? Confusing? You'll be fine, don't worry. So, who, 누구, are, 세요, 누구세요? 누구세요? It's a higher respect form of 누구예요? And it's used much more commonly in Korea because of the reason we explained earlier. 누구세요? Keep that in mind. There's one more thing you should learn. Who are you is the question you use normally when someone you don't know is right in front of you, right? How about the question, who is it? You use this question normally when you get the door or something, right? How about the question, who is this? You use this question normally when you talk on the phone, right? So the point is, these three questions use a different subject in English, but they are all the same question that ask the second person about who the second person is, right? So it's basically the same question, even though those sentences use different subjects in English. You can use the same translation, 누구세요? For example, when someone you don't know is in your office, you want to ask, who are you? 누구세요? Or when someone ring your doorbell, you want to ask, who is it? 누구세요? before you open the door. Or when someone you don't know phone calls you, you want to ask, who is this? 누구세요? Okay? It's all 누구세요. Very good. Asking about someone in the picture, like who is this on the picture, is totally different thing. In this case, you should use the subject this or this person in a Korean sentence too. We believe that you already know why. Okay, let's see the next sentence. Whom are you with now? With whom are you now? Who you with now? Whatever the English grammar is, it doesn't matter. We need to rearrange the words anyway. The subject, you, comes first, and whatever they say, unconditionally and automatically you put the verb or verb part at the end of the sentence. In this case, the be verb, are, is the one. Now is a time-related word, so you can put it right after the subject you. What's left? With and whom. Well, with and whom should be together in a Korean sentence because when we make a declarative sentence, I am with someone, this someone, the part that we want to know, is supposed to have the preposition with right before it. Well, even in English, you can make a sentence like this. With whom are you now? Whom has the preposition with right before it, right? So, you, now, with whom, are, you. We don't need this crap. Now, 지금, with whom. First of all, you need to speed out 누구, and your lips should move automatically and say 와, or 하고, or 랑, as soon as you see the preposition with. Are, we're gonna use the predicate 있다 this time. When do we use 있다? It basically means to be at a location, as you know, or when something is in, at, or on somewhere, something or someone is located in, at, or on somewhere. Something, someone is somewhere. Something, someone is with someone. There is something, and etc. Okay? 있어요. 있어요 is the present simple form with honorific suffix 요. 지금 누구와 있어요? 지금 누구하고 있어요? 지금 누구랑 있어요? As you know, 하고 and 랑 are used more commonly. Let's turn it into a higher respect form then. We should use the predicate 계시다, which is the higher respect form of the predicate 있다. 지금 누구하고 계셔요? Or 지금 누구하고 계세요? 지금 누구하고 계세요? Perfect. We can't use 께서 here. It's the higher respect form of the subject particle 이 or 가. 지금 누구께서 계셔요 is more than wrong. Let's make a little bit complicated sentence then. With whom are you going to see a movie tonight? Who are you going to see a movie with tonight? Whatever the English sentence is, it doesn't matter. It's a bit longer sentence, but you can still make it based on what you've learned so far. There's one thing you should know though. In English, go to a movie means go to see or watch a movie. But in Korean, you must use the verb see or watch. Keep that in mind. Let's reposition the words first then. The subject you comes first and time-related word tonight comes right after it. The predicated part, which includes the tense part, are going to, and the verb see comes at the end of the sentence. And an object of the verb, a movie, comes right before the predicative part. It's so obvious, right? Let's put with whom between tonight and a movie. Yes, it will sound natural with this position, but let's talk about this later again. You. We don't need this. And we don't have to say this again, but no, for your better understanding, we will keep saying that. Tonight. 오늘 밤. with whom, 누구하고, 누구랑, 누구와, they are all fine. A movie. You can add a particle 를 because it's an object, but you can also omit the particle. It might sound more natural in a real-life conversation. It seems we don't need to use this object particle at all because it always sounds better without it. But let's keep using it since you're still beginner. Movie is 영화, 영화, 영화를, or just 영화 would be fine too. Are going to see. Of course, you already know how to translate this part, but let us explain one more time. The basic form of the verb see is 보다, 보다, and the stem is 보. You need to add a final 르 sound plus 예정이에요 to mean be going to. So it's 볼 예정이에요. 볼 예정이에요. 오늘 밤 누구랑 영화를 볼 예정이에요? Or 오늘 밤 누구랑 영화 볼 예정이에요? Without the particle 를. 오늘 밤 누구랑 영화 볼 예정이에요? Perfect. You can use the modal will too. Then it would be 오늘 밤 누구랑 영화 볼 거예요? 거예요? BTW FYI, we already told you that there is no big difference between 예정이에요, be going to, and 거예요, will in Korean actually. Then let's make a higher respect form together. You just need to change the predicated part. The higher respect form of the verb 보다 is 보시다. It's a regular conjugation. Let's add be going to part to 보시다 first. The stem is 보시, so it's gonna be 보실 예정이에요. Yes, this is a higher respect form already, but we can make it even more polite. Let's turn 이에요 part into a higher respect form. It's 이셔요 or 이세요. You know how it became 이셔요, don't you? We already learned about it several times. So, 보실 예정이셔요 or 보실 예정이세요 sounds very polite. 오늘 밤 누구랑 영화를 보실 예정이셔요? 오늘 밤 누구랑 영화를 보실 예정이셔요? 오늘 밤 누구하고 영화 보실 예정이세요? 오늘 밤 누구하고 영화 보실 예정이세요? Beautiful. Actually, there is a higher respect way to say who in Korean as there is a higher respect way to say what. But let's learn about it later. Don't worry, we'll definitely learn about it. Oh, the position of with whom. Yes, actually you can put it anywhere in the sentence because the particle 이랑 or 하고 is attached to it. It can show the role of this word wherever it goes in the sentence. For example, 오늘 밤 영화를 누구랑 볼 예정이에요? 누구랑 오늘 밤 영화를 볼 예정이에요? They are all correct. Even though you put it at the end of the sentence, everybody would understand. 오늘 밤 영화를 볼 예정이에요? 누구랑? Because the particle shows the clear role of the word attached to it. You can put the word anywhere in the sentence actually. Now you understand why we said the sentence structure in Korean actually quite flexible. We are happy now. But we still want you to remember the position of each word in a Korean sentence for now because you are not able to use all particles properly, okay? You can use who as a subject of a sentence when you make a question like, who did this to you? Let's learn how to use who as a subject of the sentence then. Let's see the English sentence first. Who ate my pie? Pie is just 파이 in Korean. The same sound. Okay, almost the same sound. The basic form of the verb eat is 먹다. 먹다, as you know. And the basic form, the higher respect form of the verb eat is 드시다. 드시다. It's not 먹시다. If you feel bored to hear any of this, it's absolutely a good sign because it means you have already got familiar with all of this and don't need any explanation about it anymore. That's why we keep repeating things you already know. Please don't feel bad when we stop talking about the basic things later anymore. Okay? Very good. Let's get back to the sentence. Who ate my pie? Let's rearrange the words first. It's very simple. In this sentence, the interrogative pronoun is used as a subject of the sentence, so you can put it at the beginning of the sentence in Korean. As we told you, the position of the words in a Korean sentence can be flexible, but since you are a beginner, let's stick to the structure we are telling you here. So put the subject who at the head of the sentence, and put the object, a pie, right before the verb. And needless to say, put the verb ate at the end of the sentence. Who, the original translation of who is 누구. But since it works as a subject this time, we need to add a subject particle 가. 은 and 는 are not subject particles as we told you, but auxiliary particles. Well, we'll talk more about this later again. Let's just use the particle 가 here. Let's add 가 to 누구 then. 누구가 is not correct. Unfortunately, when 누구 combines with the particle 가, the 구 sound in the middle disappears. We believe that it's mainly because 구 and 가 have similar sounds, so that one of them disappears to sound simpler. That's the best guess we can think of. So 누가 is correct. 누구가 is wrong, okay? You might wonder if you can use the particle 은 or 는 when who is used as a subject. The answer is yes. When you make more than one question consecutively using the conjunction and or something, for example, who ordered cappuccino and who ordered espresso, you can use the particle 는 actually, like 누구는. We'll definitely learn about it later again. But until then, you just use 누가. Not a problem at all. My pie. My is 제. Pie is just 파이. Let's add a particle 를, since this is an object of the sentence. 제 파이를. Yes, you can omit the particle 를 here when you actually speak. Ate. The past tense of the verb 먹다 with the honorific suffix 요 is 먹었어요. Add 었어요 sound to the stem. 먹었어요. 누가 제 파이를 먹었어요? Or 누가 제 파이 먹었어요? Let's make a higher respect form then. Yes, you can turn 누가 part into a higher respect form. We'll learn about it later again because we're gonna have to use another interrogative which. Do you remember when we turn what is into a higher respect form? It became how become. It's gonna be something like that. Okay then, let's just turn the verb into a higher respect form. You don't have to use a higher respect form for a pie. You know why, right? The higher respect form of the verb eat is 드시다. To convert it into the past tense, you need to add 었어요 sound to the stem 드시 because she has a neutral vowel e. That's why we add 었어요. The last letter of the stem has a yang vowel like a or o. We need to add a 았어요, okay? But since the last letter of the stem she doesn't have a final consonant, the sound of it should combine with that of 엇. So it became 시엇 shut sound shut. 드셨어요. 누가 제 파이를 드셨어요? Very good. Let's make another similar sentence. Who ordered coffee? Who coffee ordered? Who, 누가, coffee, 커피를, or coffee를. You can use the English pronunciation coffee. And yes, you can get rid of the object particle 를. Ordered. The basic form of the verb order is 주문하다. 주문하다. Here means you can ask for something that you are going to pay for, to be brought to you, sent to you, or obtained for you. It's noun plus 하다 verb. 주문 is a noun, which means an order. It doesn't really matter here. Anyway, to add the honorific suffix 요, you need to use the ending 했어요. 했어요. 주문했어요. Are you following us? Okay. 누가 커피를 주문했어요? Or 누가 커피 주문했어요? 누가 커피 주문했어요? Very good. How about the higher respect form of this sentence? Let's turn the verb part into a higher respect form. The higher respect form of 주문하다 is 주문하시다. We simply added a 시 sound to the stem 주문하. Since it became a higher respect form, we can't use 했어요 to convert it into a past tense. Because of the 시 letter with the neutral e vowel, we should add the ending 었어요, 엇어요 instead. 주문하시었어요, 주문하시었어요. But since this 시 sound doesn't have a final consonant, it has to combine with 엇 sound again. 시엇, 시엇, 셔, 셔. It becomes shut sound. 주문하셨어요? 주문하셨어요? 누가 커피를 주문하셨어요? 누가 커피 주문하셨어요? 누가 커피 주문하셨어요? Can you feel that you learned a lot of useful and essential things so far? Let's learn more on the next page. Let's go! Let's see the vocab box first. We're gonna take a look at the usages of the English word there. Well, there are a couple of more usages of there in English. We're gonna check out two of them on this page. There is regarded as a pronoun when it is used as the subject of the verb be or in front of certain verbs to say that something exists or does not exist. In this case, no Korean translation is required for the pronoun there. Well, you may use the Korean predicate 있다 or 있어요 to mean there is, but you don't really translate there itself. However, when there is used to refer to a place which has already been mentioned or to indicate a place in order to draw someone's attention to it, it's regarded as an adverb in English. And you use 거기 as a Korean translation. 거기. It's a pronoun in Korean, but doesn't really matter if it's a pronoun or an adverb. Anyway, content of this page is a bit confusing. Therefore, you should listen to our explanation here over and over again until you understand and remember this crystal clear. Okay? Let's see the next word in the vocab box. This one is also very important. Please listen carefully. In Korean, the translation of the pronoun someone and that of the interrogative pronoun who are the same. 누구, 누구. They even use the same higher respect form. We'll learn about it later. Interesting, isn't it? Maybe that's because they both are used when we don't know who we are talking about. Let's check out the actual example and find out what we are talking about. Who is there? This there is used as an adverb to refer to a place which has already been mentioned or to indicate a place in order to draw someone's attention to it, right? Please understand if we are wrong, but if we are right, this there should be translated into 거기 in this sentence. There indicates some kind of a place, right? Therefore, you can put it in the position of where we put other place-related words. So let's put who first, and then there, and then the be verb is. who, 누구. But this who is used as a subject of this sentence. Therefore, let's add a particle 가. 누가, 누가. It's not 누구가, right? We explained about this in the previous page. There, 거기, is. We can use the Korean predicate 있다. It's a verb, which means to be at a location or exist. 누가 거기 있어요? Who's there? 누가 거기 있어요? Okay? You can put there at the beginning of the sentence too. 거기, there, 누가 있어요? 거기 누가 있어요? It sounds a bit more natural actually. Why? Well, first of all, the sentence structure in Korean can be quite flexible, and maybe in a Korean sentence, you want to indicate the place you are pointing first and then ask if there is someone. So, there, 거기, who exists? 누가 있어요? 거기 누가 있어요? You can just use 누구 too without the particle 가. 누구 거기 있어요? 누구 거기 있어요? Would be fine too. Well, we know sometimes it sounds better with a subject or an object particle in a real-life conversation, but we used the particle when we learned about the sentence who ate my pie in the previous page. Then how come we could use 누구 in this sentence without the particle 가? Well, we think this is just a colloquial way how Koreans say, so we guess this one is an exception. Most of the time, you should add a particle 가 when who is used as a subject of the sentence. We'll see if there is another case we can use 누구 as a subject without the particle 가, but probably it won't be easy to find another one. We'll see. We can also say 거기 누구예요? Or 거기 누구세요? With the predicate 예요 or 세요 to mean who's there. Then why is 누구 used here again? Because 거기 누구예요 is the translation of who are you there, not who's there. And who is not used as a subject in this sentence. Furthermore, you can't use a particle with 예요 or 이에요. Please don't pretend you never heard about it before. Then can we add a particle 는, like 누구는? The answer is yes, but it will change the nuance of the sentence completely. You know that. It actually sounds like a totally different question, so let's not talk about it here. Then how to make a higher respect form? Just use the higher respect form of the verb 있다. It's 계시다, 계시다. You know how 계시어요 becomes 계셔요, right? 거기 누가 계셔요? Or 누가 거기 계세요? Great. Or 거기 누구 계셔요? Or 누구 거기 계세요? Using 누구 are fine too. Let's see the next example with the pronoun someone. Is there someone here? We added the adverb here deliberately to compare. The translation of the adverb here is 여기, 여기. And adverb there is 거기, 거기. Is there someone here? In this sentence, there is used as a pronoun, not an adverb. Therefore, we can't translate this there because the entire there is part will be translated into the predicate 있다, the verb 있다, 있어요, okay? So let's reposition the words. Someone is going to be a subject in a Korean sentence. And you can position the place-related word here, right after the subject. But you can put it at the head of the sentence too, as we learned. And the entire there is comes at the end of the sentence. because it's going to be a predicate. It's going to be a verb in Korean. Someone, here, there is. Someone. As we told you, the translation of someone is also 누구, the same as who. There is another translation, but let's learn about it in lesson 5, part 5. Can we add a subject particle 가 here too? The answer is yes. But someone is not a subject in an English sentence here because there is used as a subject already. There is here a pronoun. It's used as a subject. But in a Korean sentence, someone, 누구, is used as a subject. Therefore, you can add a subject particle 가. So, 누가 is fine too. Here, 여기. Yes, we can add 에 since this is a place-related word. The same thing applies to 거기, 여기, or 여기에. Adding the particle 에 is something like you use the preposition in with the adverb here or there. In here or in there. You know the difference between here and in here in English, right? There is, 있어요, 있어요. This there cannot be 거기, and you know why. If you say, is there someone there? You can translate the second there to 거기, but not this one. So who, 누구, here, 여기, there is, 있어요, 누구 여기 있어요? Or 누가 여기 있어요? 누구 여기에 있어요? With the particle 에. 누구 여기에 있어요? Or 누가 with the particle 가. 누가 여기에 있어요? 누가 여기에 있어요? They are all fine. How about the higher respect form? Yes, you just need to use the higher respect form of the predicate 있어요, 계셔요, or 계세요. 누가 여기 계셔요? 누가 여기 계세요? 여기 누구 계셔요? 여기 누구 계세요? Is there someone here? They are all fine. If you translate, is there someone there? It would be exactly the same as who's there. Is there someone there? Who's there? 누가 거기 있어요? Or 거기 누가 있어요? You've got the point of these examples on this page. First, the pronoun someone and the interrogative pronoun who use the same translation 누구 in Korean. Second, when there is used as a pronoun in a sentence like there is something. Of course, you don't translate there itself, but you translate the entire there is into a Korean verb 있다, 있어요, which means to be at a location or exist. And when there is used as an adverb in an English sentence, you translate it into 거기. Okay, very good. This is the end of lesson 5, part 3. 열심히 means an adverb hard, like study hard. 공부하다 is the basic form of the verb study. 만나다 is the basic form of the verb meet. 열심히 공부하실 거예요? Will you study hard? Lesson 5, part 4에서 만나요. See you in lesson 5, part 4. 안녕히 계세요. Bye bye. This is the end of lesson 5, part 8. You are going to learn how to make question sentences using why and how in the upcoming lessons. 다음 비디오에서 만나요. 안녕히 계세요.